Okay, so this ugly little toy just built a $1.6 billion empire. And I'm not even kidding about the ugly part. Just look at this thing. Meet Labubu. It retails for 30 bucks, but people are reselling these for as much as $150,000. How does something this creepy become the hottest toy in the world? Well, it's not about the product, it's all about the marketing. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know the exact 5-step hype system that they used and why this whole system might crash and burn faster than you might think. Because there's a dark side to hype marketing that could make Labubu disappear just as fast as it blew up. The $1.6 billion paradox, why ugly wins. So first off, let me blow your mind with some numbers. Pop Mart, the company behind Labubu, did $1.6 billion in revenue. That's billion with a B, from selling toys, ugly toys. Now here's the absolute crazy part. The design is not why this thing succeeded. I mean, seriously, look at it. It looks like a nightmare had a baby with a teddy bear, and then that baby went to therapy for anger management issues. Labubu cracked what I call the 5-step hype flywheel. It's the exact same system that worked for Prime Drinks when Logan Paul and KSI launched them. It's the same system that made Stanley Cups worth more than gold to suburban moms. And it's the same system that turned Air Jordans into a cultural phenomenon that is still printing money 40 years later. And the best part is that this isn't some billion-dollar company secret. Any business, any brand, and any entrepreneur can use these exact principles if they understand how hype actually works. So let me break down exactly how they engineered this madness, starting with step 1, the spark. How it all started. Alright, so every hype cycle starts with what I would call the spark. It's one cultural moment that feels totally organic, but it kicks everything off. For Labubu, it happened in April 2024. K-pop idol Lisa posted a single photo with her Labubu collection and boom, overnight craze. Google Trends went vertical and millions of fans started hunting for these things all from one post. Now, here's the thing. This wasn't some massive advertising campaign. It was one post from the right person at the right time. The key is positioning yourself to catch lightning in a bottle. You can't force a spark, but you can create conditions where it's more likely to happen. Like, get your products in front of influencers, tastemakers, and people with audiences, because when they share, their audience listens. But here's what's crazy. One spark doesn't create a billion-dollar empire. For that, you need step 2, which is amplification. Step 2, social amplification, fueling the fire. So once you've got your spark, you need fuel. And for Labubu, that fuel was social media content. And here's what they did right. They didn't just sell a toy, they sold a content opportunity. Blind box unboxings got millions of views. People were showing off their collections, fans were comparing what they pulled, and every purchase became a TikTok video waiting to happen. Think about it. People weren't just buying toys. They were buying a moment worth sharing, a story to tell, a flex to post. The packaging, the mystery, the reveal, everything was designed to be filmed and shared. And that's the genius, because every customer became a marketer. Every unboxing becomes an ad, and every collection post drives more demand. But social amplification only gets you so far. To really explode, you need step 3, and this is where psychology gets dark. Step 3, scarcity and FOMO. Why you can't get one. Okay, so here's where Pop Mart got really smart. They didn't flood the market. They created scarcity. Every drop was limited. There was never enough supply for the demand. And here's the kicker. Because they're blind boxes, there's built-in randomness. People had to keep buying to complete their collection. It's like gambling, but with cute collectibles. Every time Labubu sold out, what happened? Headlines, social media posts about how impossible they are to find. That's free advertising. The psychology here is simple. Scarcity drives desire. It always has, and it always will. When something's hard to get, we want it more. When everyone's talking about how they can't find it, we need to have it. And when scarcity meets social media hype, something crazy happens. Step 4, resale mania, turning scarcity into news. So this is where things get absolutely wild. Those $30 retail Labubus, they're reselling for $200, $500, and some even hit $150,000. Now, you might think this is bad for business, right? People are profiting off of your product instead of you. But it's actually genius marketing, because every crazy resale price becomes a headline. Read all about it, read all about it. Ugly doll sells for $150,000. That's global advertising you literally can't buy. The resale market validates the hype. It proves that the demand is real, and it creates a cycle where headlines drive more demand, which drives more resales, which drives more headlines, Plus, think about it. If someone is willing to pay $500 for a $30 toy, they're going to tell everyone about it. They have to justify their purchase somehow. So every reseller becomes a brand ambassador, every high price becomes proof of value, and every news story brings in new customers. But Pop Mart didn't stop at hype and resale. They went deeper with step 5, cultural lock-in from toy to symbol. Alright, so this is a step that separates a fad from a phenomenon. Pop Mart made Labubu bigger than a toy. Harry Potter collaborations, Minions, DC Comics, they attached Labubu to everything people already loved. Then they expanded into lifestyle. Bags, keychains, clothing, pop-up stores that felt like Labubu Disneyland. This is brilliant because now Labubu isn't just a purchase. It's an identity. It's a way to signal what you're into and what tribe you belong to. And when you become part of someone's identity, you're not just a trend anymore. You're a lifestyle choice. That's how you build staying power in a world full of short attention spans and endless distractions. But here's the thing that nobody talks about, and this is where it gets really interesting. Hype has a dark side. The dark side of hype, why it might all collapse. Okay, so let's talk about what happens when hype dies, because it always does. Prime drinks, they had a massive sales crash after the initial wave. Fidget spinners, viral in 2017, completely gone by 2018. The pattern is always the same. Products that rise on hype alone fall just as fast if they don't build real substance underneath. And honestly, Labubu is walking that tightrope right now. The problem is, hype gets you attention, but attention isn't loyalty. And loyalty is actually what sustains businesses long term. If people are only buying because it's trendy, what happens when the next trend comes around? Labubu risks being the next fidget spinner if Pop Mart can't turn this hype into a genuine connection. And that's the trap of hype marketing. It's addictive. You keep chasing the next viral moment instead of building something that lasts. Look, here's the bottom line. Hype can launch a product, but only identity sustains it. Air Jordans lasted decades because they built tribe culture. They weren't just shoes, they were a statement. So the lesson here, use these 5 steps to create momentum, but don't mistake momentum for success. You can find your spark through strategic positioning, you can amplify through shareable content, create real scarcity around valuable things, let the market validate your worth, and always think bigger than just your core product. But most importantly, focus on building something that people actually care about. Because when the hype dies down, substance is what's left. Now, can somebody please explain to me why somebody would pay $150,000 for an ugly doll like Labubu? Let me know in the comments, because honestly, I'm still trying to figure this one out. And speaking of controversial industries that shaped marketing, I did a whole wild breakdown of how the adult entertainment industry basically created half the technology that we use today. Subscribe to my channel or check out the channel for that video. See you in the next one. Bye.